Raw kicks off with a triumphant Shane McMahon entering the ring just 24 hours after beating his father, Vince McMahon, at WrestleMania.
Well, Dad, what a couple of weeks it's been. First I buy WCW right from under your nose, then I kick your ass all over Texas and beat you at WrestleMania. But that is only the beginning. Dad, your arrogance has led you to think you can do whatever you want instead of doing what's best for all the WWF fans. Well, times are going to change around here. I am going to build back up WCW and provide a show for the fans and not for Vince McMahon's ego.
Shane is then interrupted by Vince McMahon's music.
Shane, you may have gotten one over me last night at WrestleMania, but you can go ask any promoter from the territories. Hell, even go ask Ted Turner himself. When you go to war with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you might win the odd battle, but you will ultimately fail. And talking of failures, Stone Cold Steve Austin, with my help, you won the match last night, and make no mistake about it, you needed my help to win. I handed you the WWF Championship on a silver platter, and how do you repay me? With a Stone Cold Stunner in the middle of the ring. That was a big mistake, Austin. I gave you the chance to bury the hatchet, align yourself with me, and you turned it down. Well, tonight we will crown a new contender for WWF title at Backlash. The Undertaker will battle Triple H for a shot at the title, and I will be watching very closely to see who can impress me. But as for Son, I crushed WCW and all my competition before, and if you want to rise up and stand in my way, well, you will get crushed too.
Before Shane can respond, a figure leaps the barricade from behind Shane and attacks him. Before he can realize it's Triple H, Shane is laid out with a pedigree. The boos echo throughout the arena as Triple H vaunts his attack and prepares for a huge main event later on Raw. The first contest of the show is a hardcore match for the Hardcore Championship as Rhyno makes his way into the ring as the challenger for this matchup. His opponent is the Hardcore Champion, the Big Red Machine, Kane. The match starts with Kane showing his power advantage, slamming the spine of Rhyno into the turnbuckle. Then following up with an elbow to the spine. It doesn't take long for this hardcore match to get extreme, with both men grabbing a weapon. It would be Kane who strikes first with a kendo stick over the head of Rhyno, before breaking the stick across Rhino's body. Kane would follow up a huge boot to the face with an attack with the sledgehammer. Kane then ominously stands over Rhyno with the trash can, waiting for Rhyno to get back to his feet before crashing it over his head. Kane would continue his attack on Rhyno. A blocked chair shot would allow Rhyno on the offensive for the first time in the contest. And with a chair in hand, it was now Rhino's turn to inflict some damage with a weapon. After a huge power slam, Rhyno would get revenge with the sledgehammer. And attempt a pinfall. but Kane would kick out. Kane would use a headbutt to reverse a grab by Rhyno. Then Rhyno would feel the huge boot of Kane crash into his face. With a groggy Rhyno out on his feet, Kane would climb the top turnbuckle and hit a diving clothesline looking to finish the contest. But Rhyno would manage to get a shoulder up and kick out. A huge military press slam by Kane would leave Rhyno needed the ropes to pull himself back up to his feet. Kane would start loading the ring with weapons, as he clearly has something sinister in mind. Back in the ring, Kane would hit another press slam. This time, Rhyno would land on the folded-away table. Kane would floor Rhyno with a stiff clothesline. Then scoop him up onto his shoulders and carry him towards the table, but Kane's back would give out. Rhyno would then take advantage with an overhead standing suplex. The brawl would then spill to the outside as Rhyno looked to beat the champion. A stiff kick would be followed up with a falling headbutt. Rhyno would then show great strength carrying Kane over the announcer's table before powerbombing him onto it. But carrying the giant Kane took its toll, and this time Rhyno's back gave out. Kane would capitalize, throwing Rhyno over the barricade. The fight would continue as they brawled within the fans' seating area. Kane would use a chair to wear down Rhyno. Then from behind, Christian would emerge from the stands and try to sneak an attack on Kane. This would fail as Kane would overpower Christian. Before powerbombing him through a table. Kane would make his way back ringside to find a groggy Rhyno in the corner trying to catch his breath. But a relentless Kane would floor Rhyno with a clothesline. Then from backstage, Edge would enter the ring and try to attack Kane, but Edge would end up receiving a chokeslam. Before being thrown over the top rope to the outside. The interference from Edge would allow Rhyno to attack Kane from behind. After being whipped into the propped-up table. Rhyno would hit a devastating powerbomb through the table, sending splinters of wood everywhere. Rhyno, full of momentum, now urging Kane back to his feet, would hit a huge gore and go for the pin. The referee would count 3, and Rhyno has won. During such a grueling contest, the interference from Christian and Edge helped Rhyno defeat Kane and become the new WWF Hardcore Champion. The crowd erupt and are on their feet for the WWF champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, as he makes his way into the ring to discuss the fallout of WrestleMania.
Last night I did exactly what I said I needed to do, beat The Rock and become WWF champion again. But now I need to get something off my chest. Vince, I never asked you to stick your nose into my business, and I need to make this clear to you. Not in the past, not now, not ever, will Stone Cold align himself with you, you piece of trash. And if you ever go for another handshake again, a stunner is exactly what you're gonna get. As for tonight and Backlash, I couldn't give a rat's ass if it's The Undertaker or Triple H. Neither of them have what it takes to grab this title away from me. At Backlash, I'm going to open up a can of whoop ass on whoever my opponent will be and remain WWF champion, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
So Austin made it very clear he will never be in allegiance with Vince McMahon, and he is ready to face either The Undertaker or Triple H at Backlash. Now it was time for a huge main event on Raw. The winner will challenge Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship at Backlash. Triple H was first to make his way down to the ring. After his attack on Shane earlier on Raw, it was clear that Triple H was in the zone and would do anything to win this huge opportunity at Championship Gold. Then, the American Badass, The Undertaker, would arrive. As always, he was ready for a fight and a huge opportunity to get a shot at the title, and perhaps, once again, become WWF champion. The match would start with both competitors trading blows. The Undertaker would block a punch to the body, then he would gain the upper hand with a series of strikes. The Undertaker would follow up a press slam with a falling elbow drop. With full momentum, a flurry of corner strikes would floor Triple H. With Triple H in the corner again, Undertaker would attempt a running clothesline, but Triple H would counter it. And then take Undertaker off his feet with a huge right hand. Triple H now was on the offensive. He looked to target the head of The Undertaker, driving his knee into the skull of the American Badass. And then again, this time with a knee drop. And finally, with a series of right-hand strikes. With Undertaker in the corner, Triple H would perch him atop the top rope, setting Undertaker up for a high-impact suplex. Crashing onto the canvas, Triple H would attempt the pin. But The Undertaker would kick out on two. Looking to finish off Undertaker, Triple H would look for a signature spinebuster, but Undertaker would reverse it. Undertaker would then hit a hip toss, before picking up Triple H by the throat and tossing him across the ring with ease. Then, after a snake eyes, Undertaker would hit Triple H with an earth-shattering chokeslam. Thinking he had won the match, he would go for a pinfall. But Triple H kicked out. Then, just like he did for the main event at WrestleMania the night before, Vince McMahon decides to come down to ringside for a closer look at the contest. Undertaker would drop Triple H across the top rope. Then, a big boot, followed up with a leg drop. With a dazed Triple H hanging off the ropes, Undertaker would clothesline him over the ropes to the outside. Brawling on the outside of the ring, Triple H would turn the tides, launching Undertaker head first into the steel ring post. Then carrying him over to the barricade and dropping him head first onto it. With a dazed Undertaker trying to get back into the ring, McMahon would low blow Undertaker. Before throwing him back into the ring for a waiting Triple H. There, Triple H, stalking Undertaker, would hit an annihilating spinebuster. Then follow it up with a game-ending pedigree. Triple H would then attempt to pin Undertaker. 1, 2, 3, and there it was, the game. Triple H had defeated The Undertaker for a shot at Steve Austin in the WWF title. Triple H had done what Austin had refused, and sealing it with a handshake, Triple H and McMahon had joined forces. Seemingly Triple H had sold his soul to the devil for a shot at championship gold at Backlash. Well, as always, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out the next episode of the WWF versus WCW Invasion Universe as we head to SmackDown next and the fallout of Raw. Thank you and take care.